Hey, what's up, everybody? This is DJ Keel, and today we are talking computers and specifically what makes the perfect laptop for DJs. And before we even get into that, please like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications and leave a comment below. Help our boy out with the algorithm. And if you'd like to support the channel, we have a cool t shirt shop from Teespring. Bunch of new designs coming out every couple weeks. So check it out and order your shirt today, I guess. I don't know. I can't advertise. I'm terrible at this advertising stuff. Anyways, let's get into this laptops. I was doing a little research about this and I saw this video from Mojax from DJ City fame. Shout out to Mojax. He switched over from MacBook to PC and he's been using a brand of laptops for the past year and a half, I would say. And so overall his experience has been great. So coming from Mac to PC, and there's a lot of people who use Macs and a lot of people use PCs. It's all over the place. I actually did a poll on my YouTube channel trying to figure out what people liked, and most people prefer Macs, and I think is a aesthetic choice at this point. Well, for right now, it's going to be different in a minute, but I'll get to that in a second. So, when you're talking about what is the perfect PC, the basic computer that you get from Walmart, Costco, the store across the street, you get a free laptop when you buy some groceries. Like the basic laptop that you get is sufficient to run DJ software on. DJ software is it's not that intensive to play two songs together at the same time and to use a controller. It is not intensive at all. The standard going forward right now is a Core i3 or i5, and you can even go up to the i7 or i9. But like the standard is not that big a deal. You can grab any laptop as long as it's got 8 gigs of RAM in there and it's got a big, decent sized hard drive and it's got a Core i5. It'll run fine. Pretty much every laptop can handle DJ software at this point. I think the real issue comes down to personal taste. The internals for the moment, and I stress this for the moment because, Apple Silicon is here, but for the moment, x86 I don't want to get too technical here, but x86 chips, everybody's had them. Everybody's using the same standard for chips. The internals are fairly similar, and really it comes down to, do you like Mac OS? Do you like Windows 10? That's pretty much it. How do you like your laptop setup? Are you in the Apple ecosystem? Are you in the Windows ecosystem? Do you like Android? These are the factors that matter more over the actual guts of a computer. I mean, just the basic computer that you can get. Just look it up on Best Buy right now. Average computer that you can get. Even we're talking from $700. I would say, personally, for me, I don't buy any laptop that's under $1,000, just from build and just IO and just the internals and quality and stuff like that. And it's the same thing like how you look at cars. You can get a car that's a hubcap and four wheels and a steering wheel, or you can get a BMW. Now, you can get to the same place. Technically, eventually you'll get there. And, the hubcap with the four wheels will probably get there okay gas mileage. You'll feel all the bumps on the road, but, for the most part, you'll get there. Or you can go there in style, or you can go in the car that's going to last longer. And these are the other factors that you have to think about when you're buying a laptop. So, right now, as it stands, the basic laptop covers all of the bases. But this it's the differences that go into your personal preferences that make it a big deal or a little deal depending on the type of person. You know, you have people who buy a laptop because everybody else is buying a laptop. I mean, let's be real here. People buy gear because other people buy gear. They don't. They're sheep. In the DJ community, they're sheep. But I want to get into all that. The point is that a lot of people buy stuff because this is just the thing to buy, and they haven't put too much thought into it. So I have 5 things that I think matter the most when coming to choose a computer. And I'm going to run down what they are first, and then I'll break down individually what they are. First thing, keyboard. Second thing, screen. Third thing, connections IO. Fourth thing, hard drive. And the fifth thing is CPU. CPU is probably the first most important thing, but the order is irrelevant. I think these five things are the most important things when it comes to buying a laptop. And the thing about this is that there is no perfect laptop. Some things have this on the PC side, some things have this on the Mac side. It is a grab bag for all, and some people excel, some people mess up. For a long time, Apple screwed the pooch when it came to the keyboard and IO. I'll say this for me personally, I don't think there's a perfect computer. I think it comes down to your personal preference and things that matter to you most. Some people type a lot and they're doing searching and stuff, but they're not making playlists, so they have to go dig into the computer to look for songs. You're gonna want a really good keyboard then, or a really good mouse. Based on the things on my list, like if you bought, the MacBook with the butterfly keyboard, clearly typing isn't a huge issue for you, and you don't care about typing on razor blades. Like it was awful. Those keyboards are awful. They switched it back. That's how bad the keyboard was. Normally, Mac was like, just suck it up. Apple was like, you know what? Suck it up. You're gonna use this keyboard and you're gonna like it. But they're like, damn, man, we messed up. So we're gonna go back to the old one. Um, so the factors here. So like, let me go down the list here. First thing is keyboard, and I kind of alluded to that before. If you type a lot, keyboard's gonna matter to you. If you use your computer for anything other than DJing, keyboard's gonna matter to you a lot. So, the type of keys there are, if you have a number pad, you know, escape button, which is the thing that's missing in some MacBooks, where the enter button is and where the shift and the alt buttons are in the laptop. Some of these are in a different place. My current laptop is the HP 360, and it does not have a control button on the right hand side. And if you're using Serato, the control button is important because you use the control button and arrows to automatically load tracks onto whatever side you want to do. It's a shortcut. I have to go, rather than use one hand to do it, I have to use two or two fingers. And, some people get annoyed by that. It drives me crazy personally, but it wasn't crazy enough to make me buy a new laptop. So, these kind of factors matter to people. So I think you need to really, I personally think that if you're going to buy a computer, you need to go in person and look at the computer and try it out first before you actually pay for it. Some people buy things online, they're happy with it. I'm not that kind of guy. Anyways, second thing is screen. Glare. Glass screen. Or do you have a matte screen? These kind of factors matter. Glass, you're going to see it a little bit better during the day. Reflective of all hell. It's going to look like a mirror. Matte, kind of dirty, doesn't look as clean, not as sharp. But when you're in the sunlight, you'll be able to see it clearly. And you have better angles with the matte screen than you do with the glass screen. I mean, these kind of factors matter. Some people care, some people don't care. IO connections. Personally, for me, this matters to me. I would say more than the keyboard and the screen, to be honest. My current screen is glass. It's fine. It's fine. Like I don't have a matte screen. My screen is a glass display, and it is glossy as all hell when I'm outside. But it's touch screen, so it had to be like that. But the connections thing mattered to me more. In my laptop, I have an SD card reader. I have two full size USB ports, legacy ports, um, and then it's dongle life for the rest of it. Some people, they don't care about these things. The SD card is important to me. I hate having to pull out a dongle to read the SD card. Drives me crazy, and especially when I'm making these videos. I just take the card out of my camera and just jam it into my computer and copy my audio files because I record it separately. Rather, it's just a convenience thing for me. Also, when I do photography as well, and sometimes when I'm shooting, I take the SD card out and I pull it in there to review some of the pictures. I can't do that with the dongle. Like, dongle life, man. And man, I forgot what the website is. Fstoppers. Fstoppers. What's that guy? Lee. He did a video about how much he hates Apple computers because of the dongle thing, and I gotta agree with him on this thing. Dongles suck, and the dongles that Apple sells you for $70 or whatever. I know you can get whatever from Amazon, whatever, but those things break very easily. And then now I gotta buy 4 and 5 dongles just to do just make a slot for SD card reader. I don't understand why you couldn't do that. Now, legacy USB port, some people care about that, some people don't. You can buy a USB cable that fits your USB C to old school USB Type B port, USB A. Is it A or B? I can't remember which one it is. The standard large port that fits in all of your controllers because these guys are stuck in the Stone Age and refuse to update the USB C. But like, there's a cable that you can get to switch from the new to old. So that's not really a big deal when it comes to controllers and that kind of thing. But when you have an issue of, well, I need a bay for extra controllers, or it needs to be USB 2 because it's finicky with USB 3.2 or whatever, like these kind of factors matter. And as long as these controllers and stuff are still stuck in the Stone Age and not embracing the 3.2 or even 3.0 for that matter, bus from computers, the standard, which is a standard out right now, the fact that they're not embracing it, it causes you problems when you still are using dongle life for MacBooks. So, I mean, to each his own. Some people don't have any issues. I haven't personally had an issue with it. I know people with MacBooks that don't have any issues. I mean, it is what it is. It's a personal preference. Number 4, hard drives and ability to upgrade said hard drives. PC life, take a couple of T4 screws, take it off, flip up a new hard drive. Computer's brand new. New, good as new. MacBooks, the T2 chip, maybe you can replace the hard drive. Maybe you won't accept it. Maybe you'll void your warranty. Who knows? It depends. It depends greatly. Uh, some people, you if you leave it up to Apple, you're gonna pay like $300 extra for $100 hard drive. M.2 drives are dirt cheap right now. You can buy 500 gigs or to a terabyte for like $130. $300 from Apple. $400 from Apple. Like they're just screwing people because they can. And that's a really couple of reasons why a lot of people switch over to PC, because Apple's just because they can. Good luck with that. And it's not upgradable. You better buy the configuration that you need at the day of. There is no getting stuff down the road and upgrading later. Everything is on the CPU chip, the RISC chip, SOC chip, SoC chip, whatever you want to call it. How techy you want to be, go for it. I got to tone it down because most people are like, what the hell? But your memory, everything's soldered onto the chip. Well, I don't say soldered on. It's built into the chip. So there's no chance for you to upgrade anything. You're just going to throw away your MacBook every time it's time to upgrade. If there's an upgrade in the software, you just got to just toss it. Got to get a new one. So it's like getting an iPhone now where you got to get one every year or so, or 2 years, or an iPad. You're stuck on this cycle of you have to replace it every 2 years now because everything's built into the chips. But I digress. Good old Apple just rubbing their hands together. Anyways, hard drive. At this point in time, we've moved away from the spinning hard drives, and everything's basically SATA, SSD, or M.2 drive. So I know I'm talking gibberish to some people, but the hard drive is shrunk down in size and less power, and it's quicker, it's faster. Basically, any hard drive will do at this point. Any hard drive will do at this point. Only thing you have to worry about is longevity, but I mean, we're at a moment in time where it's all sufficient. So it's kind of a thing that you don't worry about. The thing you worry about is size. But if we're gonna go into streaming and not really having songs on your physical hard drive, I don't even think that's a factor anymore. You could probably get away with 256. Hard, honestly, you could probably get away with that with the current setup of being able to download songs on the fly. I think you could probably get away with it. I'm not suggesting it. 512 should be your minimum. Terabyte should be what you reach for, but technically you could probably get away with 256 if you run Beatport or one of these title streaming services. All right, let's get to the CPU. This part was straightforward and an apple flipped over the cart. So let's start with the straightforward part. Core i5, done. Get a Core i5. If you have to do other stuff like editing videos, whatever, Core i7. Done. That's it. I think we're done in this section. You don't need anything else. It's fine. Every DJ software out there, minimum Core i5, maximum Core i5. It is fine. It is literally fine. I haven't found a DJ software, and I'm talking about blending songs together, effects, the whole 9 yards. I haven't found it, and with low latency, I haven't found it cracking the limits of the software and the PC's ability to play these songs together. Now, with the next couple updates over a couple years, maybe they'll get being more bloated and maybe they'll need a faster chip. But at the moment, it's not an issue. Um, you really have to be pushing your laptop hard. Or I think in the most cases, it's people who are using it to do other things like make music or edit videos or that kind of thing. But as far as playing two songs together on your laptop, Core i5 is fine. RAM, 8 gigs is fine. On Serato website, it says 4 gigs is plenty. Minimum is 4 gigs. So 8 gigs is more than enough to cover the room here. Because you got to think about it. Say you're mixing two songs together. How much memory is the two songs? MP3, 5 megabytes, maybe. FLAC, 40, 50 megabytes, maybe. Your space for the songs is low. Your bloat is going to come from your OS and your software, your program. And Serato and these kind of programs take up 700 megabytes to maybe a gig, depending on what you're doing. But that's still under the 8 gigs. So, I mean, as far as memory goes, 8's fine. 4 is sufficient. 8 is fine. I don't think you have to worry about 8. Realistically, getting anything above that is more so what you plan to do besides DJing. If you're just DJing, 8 is fine. Quote me on that. Some people are like, no, you should have 60. Like, it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. All right, so let's get to the elephant in the room. Apple has switched over to Apple Silicon, but for the time being, it is not a factor. I have yet to see anybody use Apple Silicon with the DJ software using Rosetta Stone to kind of convert it, processing over. And I know that sounds like a bunch of gibberish. Best way to describe it, you're going to have to emulate x86 chips on your Apple Silicon MacBooks. It'll work fine. It'll be fine. I've seen people use the emulator to edit 4K video and it worked fine. So I think it can handle DJ software. Now, is it something you should do for a gig? Probably not. Honest to God, I would not buy an Apple Silicon laptop until all the DJ software, and not even just the one you use, all of them across the board support Apple Silicon. Until that day, I would not buy one because you're a beta tester at this moment. Apple is not going to support that laptop longer than 7-8 months. To be realistic here, what's going to happen is Apple shoved out the same case, the same internals, and just a different motherboard with Apple Silicon chip on there. And they're shoving this out for you as a placeholder until they make their new super duper laptop that's does all the bells and whistles and takes advantage of the new chip. The current laptop you have is the same guts as the original PC you were bought before, just with the Apple Silicon chip. In some cases, because it's a SoC type chip, it shrunk down the area inside. It's just wasted space. They could have put bigger batteries in there. They could have done a lot of stuff. The next version of MacBook, which is probably going to come out in a couple of months, probably in the summer, is going to eat this laptop's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's probably going to have the M2 chip in there. Software is going to run better, better components in there, better battery life, better everything. Do not buy a laptop. I can't stress this enough. Do not buy a MacBook right now. Don't buy an old one and do not buy a new one. Wait for Gen 2. All right. I'm done my rant. I'm done my rant. All right. So I've told you what is supposed to go into laptops. Let's talk about what laptops to buy. Don't buy Apple until Gen 2. Do not buy an Apple until Gen 2. All right, so we got that out of the way. If you have to go PC life, Dell XPS 13 or 15 is fine. HP Spectre 3 MV360, which is what I have. If you are planning to do any live streaming, you need a computer with a video card in there. There's only a few computers with video cards in there that aren't crap. Buy a computer that's designed for content creation. And what I mean is video editing, not gaming. Uh, it matters for the drivers and that kind of thing. Technically, it shouldn't matter, but I've seen all kind of horror stories from DJ friends that I know that, or like, oh, I'll just get a super gaming laptop and I'll DJ on that. No. Also, Samsung makes a pretty good laptop. Um, so you can throw that onto the list of laptops to choose from. At this point, if you're gonna go PC, it comes down to personal preference about what you think it looks like, how big a screen it is, and what you're gonna do after you're not DJing. But as far as DJing goes, any of those laptops would be fine. I should probably do a video about what to do with Windows computers to make it run better for DJing. I equate this to the Android versus iPhone situation here. PC is more versatile, gives you more options. Apple is more locked down. Now, the lockdown for many situations might work smoother for you. If you're adventurous, the PC thing might work better for you. So I don't think there's a perfect solution here. Again, it depends on preferences. At this point, they are all the friggin' same, right? I'm just people like they get in their head that I got to do this stuff with the current set of computers out right now. I don't think you need to, especially with the last updates for Windows. Windows is more efficient now than it was when Windows 10 first came out. They've done a bunch of iterations and updates to it. It is a lot more efficient and it runs better than when it first came. They worked out all the kinks. Windows runs great now. So I'm just saying, from my personal opinion, I'm just saying. Now, there's things you could strip out that you don't need, like indexing and some other stuff. And if there's any extra programs that came on your computer, you should probably get rid of them. But overall, as it stands right now, Windows 10 runs fine. My only issue with Windows 10, and it's going to be a problem for Apple very soon too, is that you cannot stop the updates. Updates are going to come whether you like them or not. So I probably should make a video dedicated strictly to um, what to do for running a PC for content creation. And this includes streaming, doing YouTube streams for DJing, editing videos on them, the whole gambit. Let me know if you're interested in that. Um, I'll put something together. I may do something this week or next week. I still have the Ableton video to make, and I still have the video the virtual DJ State of the Union to make. So I'm working on it. It's more of a research thing. I don't want to talk about my ass because I don't use virtual DJ that much. So I'm trying to gather as much information about it as possible. So that's the holdup. but I am working my way through all of the State of the Unions and virtual DJs next up. Anyways, that's like Denzel Washington right there. Putting cases on all you. All right. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this topic, about the computers, what kind of computer you should get, what do you like, what do you need, and leave a comment below. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and peace out, bitches.